Hello everyone, welcome to Homework Help. If you find the video useful, please subscribe to the channel. In this video, we'll solve this problem using the concepts of polynomial equation. As per the problem, the roots of the equation 6x cubed plus 17x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals 0 are represented by a, b and c from least to greatest. Determine an equation whose roots are a plus b, a over b and ab. The first step is to find the roots of the given equation. This is a cubic polynomial equation. There are four terms in this equation. We cannot factor this equation using the grouping method. So we have to use the rational roots theorem to factor this equation. The leading coefficient in this equation is 6. The number term is -6. We have to start by writing the factors of the leading coefficient and the number term. The factors for 6 are plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, and plus minus 6. The number term has the same factors. Next, we have to find the possible x values for which the value of this polynomial will become equal to 0. We can find that by dividing the factors of the number term by the factors of the leading coefficient one by one. The first factor of the number term is 1. We should divide 1 by all the factors of the leading coefficient 6 1 by 1. 1 over 1 is 1. 1 divided by 2 is half. 1 divided by 3 is 1 over 3. 1 divided by 6 is 1 over 6. The second factor of the number term is 2. 2 divided by 1, which is equal to 2. 2 over 2 is equal to 1. We already have 1 in our list. Next, we should do 2 over 3. Next one is 2 over 6, which can be reduced to 1 over 3. We already have that in our list. So that's how we can continue to find more possible x values for which the value of the given polynomial is equal to 0. Now we have to sub in these possible x values one by one and see which of them makes the value of the polynomial equal to 0. Let's assume the given polynomial can be represented by a function f at x. We have to sub in the x values one by one, starting with 1, then -1, positive half, negative half. The first x value that will make the value of this polynomial equal to 0 is negative half. F at negative half is equal to 0. Now we can find the binomial factor for the cubic polynomial. We have to set this equation equal to 0. The first step is to cross multiply the 2 on the left side. The first binomial factor for the cubic polynomial is 2x plus 1. Next, we have to do polynomial division to find the other factor for the cubic polynomial. We can use long division or synthetic division. I will use synthetic division in this video. The first step is to write down the coefficients of the x terms in the cubic polynomial and the number term. Next, we write the x value from the factor on the left side. Now we can start the synthetic division. The first step is to bring the 6 down. Negative half times 6 is negative 3. 17 plus negative 3 is 14. Negative half times 14 is negative 7. Negative 5 plus negative 7 is negative 12. Negative half times negative 12 is positive 6. Negative 6 plus 6 is equal to 0. This last number represents the remainder for the polynomial division. It is equal to 0. That proves that 2x plus 1 is a factor of the given cubic polynomial. In this synthetic division, we use the x value negative half, which is a fraction. The rule for doing synthetic division with a fraction is we should divide the numbers that we get for the quotient by 2. This is a very important concept we need to understand and memorize for this kind of synthetic division. So the numbers we have to use for quotient are 3, because 6 divided by 2 is 3, then 7, and then negative 6. The degree of this quotient will be 2, because the degree of the cubic polynomial is 3, the degree of the factor is 1, and 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So we should assign x squared to the first number 3, x to the second number 7, and negative 6 is the number term in the quotient. Now we can write the given equation in factored form. We start with the first factor 2x plus 1. Next, we should factor the quadratic expression in the second parentheses. It is a complex trinomial. We can use crisscross method or decomposition method to factor it. I will use decomposition method. We have to find two numbers whose sum is 7, the coefficient of the x term, and product should be 3 times negative 6, which is negative 18. We should focus on the product number to find the two numbers. The first pair can be negative 1 and 18, but we cannot get a sum of 7 from these numbers. The next pair can be negative 2 and 9. Negative 2 plus 9 is equal to 7. So these are the two numbers we are looking for. We can use these two numbers to break up the middle term. I broke up the middle term 7x into negative 2x plus 9x. Next, we should use grouping method. We can pair up the first two terms and the last two terms. We have to do common factoring from each pair. We can factor out an x from the first pair. Next, we can factor out a 3 from the second pair. Now we can factor out 3x minus 2 from both terms. This is the fully factored form of the given equation. Now we can find the roots by setting each factor equal to 0 and solving for x. The first root is negative half. The second root is 2 over 3. The third root is negative 3. As per the problem, the roots are represented by a, b and c from least to greatest. That means the least root can be labeled as a, which is negative 3. The second greatest can be labeled as b, which is negative half. And the greatest root is c, which is 2 over 3. Now we have to determine an equation whose roots are a plus b, a over b and ab. So we should find the three roots for the equation. Let's start with a plus b. Negative 3 plus negative half is equal to negative 3.5 or negative 7 over 2. We can get this result by finding a common denominator. The denominator of negative 3 is 1. The common denominator is 2. So negative 3 over 1 becomes negative 6 over 2 plus negative half will be equal to negative 7 over 2. The next root is a over b. Negative 3 divided by negative 1 over 2 is equal to positive 6 because we have to flip the bottom fraction and multiply it to negative 3. This is the second root. Now we can find the third root. Negative 3 times negative half is equal to positive 3 over 2. So these are the three roots of the equation we have to find. This is the first root. This is the second root. And then the third root. Next, we can find the binomial factors for the equation by setting these three equations equal to 0. Let's start with the first root. We should cross multiply the 2 to the left side. Now we can work on the second root. Next, we can work on the third root. We can cross multiply the 2 to the left side. So these are the three binomial factors for the equation. Now we can write the equation in factored form. This is the equation in factored form. We can distribute the terms in these parentheses to write the equation in standard form. Let's start by distributing the terms. In the first two parentheses, we can use the FOIL method. Next, we can combine the like terms in the first parentheses. Negative 12x plus 7x is equal to negative 5x. Next, we can distribute the terms in these two parentheses. 2x squared times 2x is 4x cubed. 2x squared times negative 3 is negative 6x squared. Negative 5x times 2x is negative 10x squared. Negative 5x times negative 3 is 15x. Negative 42 times 2x is negative 84x. Negative 42 times negative 3 is plus 126. Next, we can combine the like terms. (15x minus 84x is equal to negative 69x). This should be the final answer for the problem. So these are the steps you have to keep in mind to solve a problem like this one. So I hope you'll find this video useful. Please share it, like it, and subscribe to Homework Help. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.